Hey, you guys. It's Rachel here with Life of Senza. Um, update. I changed her name to Remy because Remy Ma, because she's about that life, and she's a whole hot handful. And this is Yuki. She's from Mad Mortigan and Aria. Y'all are right, taking my boots off. And then this here, this is the first pick male out of my Preacher and Mona litter. And he is fantastic. And he is actually going to be staying here now. And so the reason for that is because his owner ended up having a surgery, and I'm pretty sure there were some complications, or I don't know that there were complications. I don't mean to say that, but I know that it wasn't necessarily what he was expecting. And so anyway, so he is here with me, and I actually really like him a lot. He's a very nice dog. No, don't chew on me. Quit. And come on, guys. And so anyway, every time I get low, all they want to do is just be on top of be on top of me. And so anyway, definitely a positive for me in regards to my weekend. And so pardon me, you're so cute. No, go away. Quit. Go. Shh. You better cut it out. Psst. Quit. You and those kisses, boy. So anyway, very nice male, and I'm happy to have him. He far exceeded my expectations, and so I'm really actually excited to be able to keep him. I think he's going to be a absolutely fantastic preacher son kind of protege, like his prince, if you will. So I'm really excited about it. So I told you guys that I would talk to you guys about kind of my weekend, and so all I can say is that someone very, 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 very close to me, someone I've known for a long time, I went to go visit whenever I went down there to visit family, and then I went and, I tried to see as many people as I could while I was down there. And someone that's very, very, very close to me, I found out has a serious consumption problem, and basically I was told that this individual has health issues associated with that, and they're very serious health issues. And it's my understanding that those health issues are not really being taken as serious as they need to be for them to be eliminated. And so when you love someone, and you don't want to have that even be an issue. You know what I mean? And so And so it was very shocking because this individual, you know, I always considered this person to be like a role model type person, you know what I mean? Like just very, I mean, there's not a huge age gap, but this individual, I just always felt like this person always had it better together than I did. You know what I mean? Like I often held myself up to compare myself, you know, and kind of like used in a friendly way, but used them as a way of like always striving to push myself to be better and work harder and to be a really good person. And so to know that this was this person's reality, and to know kind of how far it had gone and everything, was honestly just hearing the information was extremely traumatic. It's hard to explain. And then having to kind of like deal with that reality, with the reality that could be, you know what I mean? Like if the health issues are not addressed, and hopefully they are being addressed, but if they're not, then, you know, I could be going to a funeral for somebody that's, not near old enough to be needing, that service. So anyway, so I talked with my family about it, and it was just, you know, it was just tough. And I've known a lot of people from Austin that got lost in the culture, you know what I mean? There's a massive drinking culture in Austin. And I would say that that being an alcoholic is normalized and accepted, and even promoted in that city. And it can be extremely hard to live there if you have any impulse control, or have a if you like that, you know what I mean? And I was talking with my family about it, and I was like, look, I get it. I was like, if you leave her alone, boy, you leave her alone. They pick on her so much. She's the one that was squealing in my video the other day. They just mess with her so much. I hate it. Bullies. Look at that sweet baby face. She's getting picked up, I think, on Saturday, so she'll be going home soon. But anyway, so anyway, I was telling my family, I was like, I get it. Like, I'm not judging. I was like, if I like chocolate, you know what I mean? And like, and coffee, and if everyone just ate chocolate and coffee everywhere, and everything was just about chocolate and coffee, I wouldn't be able to live there, because I wouldn't be able to keep my weight in control, because I would, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be able to stop myself, you know? So it just comes down to what you like, you know, what you prefer, what your tastes are. And then you know, I'm lucky that, like I said, I've always talked about the fact that alcohol is really it doesn't really do much for me, you know? It's not to say that I won't have a drink, or something at a get together or whatever, but I have to be really careful, because, and like other people get drunk and feel good, and they have all these positive experiences, I get nauseous, I get a headache, my face gets red and hot, my ears get hot and itchy. It's just not good for me, and I always wake up with a migraine, and just feeling honestly like sick the next day, just like I have to take a whole day off to just recover. So for me, I'm lucky in that my genetic makeup is such that I don't jive with it, you know. So it's not an issue. It was never an issue for me. But I didn't like the culture around children, unfortunately. Like, Savannah was suffering in the public schools there, and she's doing so much better here. So that's why we left, is because it was very clear that if I was going to save my daughter, and if she was going to be able to live a normal life and not repeat many of the mistakes that my mother made and that I made, then she was going to have to be in a better environment that wasn't promoted or accepted or considered the norm. And so anyway, so you know, so it was just really difficult. It was very hard. And then I had some, there was just a lot that went on, a lot of moments, a lot of individual moving parts within all of that just made it a very exhausting. And I by the end of it, literally by the end of it, I wanted to just shut off my phone. I wanted to literally shut off my phone and just disappear, because of the amount of absolute craziness and just like ups and downs and roller coasters and all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and through all of it, I tried to do the right thing. I tried to stay, but at a certain point, when you are just, you know, when you are worn thin, it's like spiritual gaslighting. You know what I mean? It's not individual, but when your life, it's just like everything all around you is just popping off all at once, the odds that you're going to lose your cool on one of those items is likely. You know what I mean? And for me, that did happen. And I hate that. I don't ever like to not be in control. You know what I mean? Because, that's how, you know, mistakes happen and things happen. And then you spend, you know, for a momentary mistake, you'll spend, you know, forever long or however long trying to make up for it. You know what I mean? And it's just not worth it. It's better to just maintain your composure and just not make that mistake in the first place. But I wasn't able to do that. You know, I had a moment of weakness, and I'm not going to go into that, but suffice to say that I had a moment that I wasn't proud of. And even though I admitted it and apologized and did everything that I could to show that I was sorry and to show that I was going to do the right thing, ultimately, it wasn't okay, even though I was told it was okay. And it ended up like I felt so compelled to show that I was sorry and to show that, you know, that I'm not like that's not my character, that I allowed myself to be taken advantage of by the very person that I felt that I was in debt to, just for having a bad tone and for saying things. And so, and it was just like one flip after the next. And honestly, like Reese and I were talking about it, and she was just like, I've never ever, ever seen you have so much happen in so little time. And I don't really know, you know, like why or what or whatever. And I will say that I've noticed in my life that oftentimes when you go through really hard times, when it seems like the world is out to get you, it's really not that. It's usually these big moments for growth. And it sucks, but unfortunately, sometimes you have to suffer a little bit in order to grow. And so what I will say is that in all of that, I've been trying to look for the positive, like what happened that I feel good about, that I feel positive about, that I feel was a good thing. And so two things. One, I felt that for the first time ever, that my family like really saw me as a successful, mature adult, that not this like troubled foster kid, you know what I mean? That's like struggling, that needs help. I really felt like they saw me as an equal, and as, and that was just, I don't know how to explain. It's not that I don't think that when I say equal, I don't mean equal as in like they didn't love me, they thought less of me. But I mean is like when your family knows you as like the one that gets in trouble and the one that, you know, whatever. Like I had a very rough childhood because I was, you know, I told you guys I was a foster kid, and I talked about a lot of that in my last video. But needless to say, there were a lot of moments where when I called, nobody really knew what I was going to say. You know what I mean? and now we've finally gotten to this point where it's not that way anymore. You know what I mean? Where I am, you know, a successful adult and I'm living a good life and, you know, whatever. So anyway, I got to see that recognition, you know what I mean? And it was a very wonderful thing. And so in that regard, I felt really good, and I was very happy, and it was a very healing experience in that way. Aside from that, I would say, I guess the only other positive that I can kind of take away from this weekend was the person who was going to have first pick mail ended up having a surgery that ended up being more extensive than what he had originally anticipated, and it just ended up not being a good time to get a puppy. And so I basically had offered to this individual that, you know, hey, look, like I know that, you know, what's kind of going on. And I was like, look, you know, like I had offered to hold the puppy for about close to a month afterwards, but it looks like it's going to be more extensive than that. And so I had just offered, just no pressure, whatever. I was like, just, hey, you know, if you think that this is the wrong time and that you would be happier and feel more comfortable doing this at a later date, if you just want me to move you to a different litter, I was like, I'm totally fine with that. And I was like, it's no pressure, and like literally you won't be missing out. I have a lot of really nice stuff, and you know, I mean, we're working with some very high quality stuff. So I was just like, you know, it's not the quality, you're not going to miss out. And so he was really thankful for that, and had already been thinking about it and struggling about it, but he didn't want to put me in a bad position either. And so anyway, so it just worked itself out, and this puppy and I actually got really close, and he's just a really super nice male, and he's he's really nice, you guys, like really super nice. And I mean, you guys know that I wouldn't tell you that and not mean it. I mean, he's a very nice dog. So I'm really excited to be able to have a preacher son that I can be proud of, to show the world, and to really get out there and just show that the preacher is the stud that I always believed him to be, and to be able to show that through his puppies. So those are the positives. Other than that, I think I learned that I'm going to institute some things to kind of, every time I have a problem or something happens, I always like to look at that situation and see what happened and how can I prevent this from happening in the future, you know? And so that's what I'm going to do from now on. And I'm going to take a look at this and really figure out how can I best avoid this situation in the future. And so, you know, once I figure that out, you guys are going to see it. Look at this structure. Gosh, she's gorgeous. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a good day. I hope you enjoyed this new form of video. Like I said, it is going to be more personal based, and I'm going to do more stuff that is not so much dog related. Obviously it's my life, but we'll see more of that, and we'll do other things like where I'll be on camera, kind of like where I used to, and I'll talk about current events and things like that. So you guys, I'd really love your opinion of what you would like to hear, what you would like to see about my life that's maybe not necessarily dog related. Although it can be. It's not obviously, I mean, it's not anti-dog on here. It's just that I want to have a place where I don't feel that the people are looking for something and getting something else. So let me know what you guys want to hear, what you guys want to see, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.